Hello, Working Mommy Manual listeners.
And viewers, like we like to say now.
And viewers. What was the word I used that sounded creepy?
Probably voyeurs.
Or watchers.
You did say watchers, actually. It's St.
Creepers.
Patrick's Day for the viewers, though. We're in our green.
It is. Yeah. And you brought those in for people in the office, which I love.
Yeah, I actually brought them all last year. And then I didn't. Well, they closed our Party City. So then I'm like, I know there's some around the office.
How dare they?
So I scrounged up a few and gave them to the non-believers of Leprechaun Day.
I love it. So it's just me and Kat today because we're talking about a topic that really is near and dear to our hearts right now.
Yes.
Actually, not dear. It's just near. We
Well,
actually wish it were a little further away.
No, it's forced to be dear because
because we are in it. We are in it. Well, before we get going, is there anything else you want to talk about? Any fun stuff in your life?
Oh gosh, no, because all I do is work right now.
Okay. And that leads us right into our topic.
Yes.
So we were like, what should we talk about? What should we talk about? What should we talk? Well, we're going to talk about how to de-stress when work is doing everything it MF can to make you stressed out.
100%.
So, because that's been our lives.
It has been. It's interesting because no matter how often I pray to the peaceful gods, or I listen to a podcast that talks about how to, reset your day, start your week great.
You start with a gratitude in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, we are not going to talk about any of that bullshit.
No.
We are going to give you real life. Like, this is what we do.
Yes.
Because that gratitude stuff, it'll last for 3 days. And then you're like, I am not grateful.
Well, I love it that you sent me this No, it wasn't a meme. It was a podcast. It was a Mel Robinson podcast about getting up and starting your day with, it's going to be a great day. I don't think I made it 45 minutes into the day. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Excuse my language, but
I am not grateful any longer.
No.
In fact, I am mad and extra bitter at this podcast.
Exactly. But I'm
we
still
love
smiling.
Mel Robbins. We love Mel Robbins.
We do. She's amazing.
She's aspirational.
Yeah.
Right?
It is. I mean, listen. Take a big sigh.
Is that one of your hacks?
It is.
Deep breaths?
Let me see. I wrote a couple down. Work out and clear the mind. That was a clear the mind moment.
I had a workout one too, but I had it for different reasons.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. So, okay. So I would say our current shit show started 3 weeks ago.
Well, no, I think it started like around year end. It's just one of those, we have amazing people that we work with, and there's just the season. Sometimes there's just change. We have a person who retired. We had a person leave. We replaced. We've added on to staff. You know what I mean? It's just like, so it's been kind of, bringing everybody up to speed.
Yes. There's been a lot of change at the office, and change is good.
Yes.
But change is hard.
Yes.
And all change is hard, even good change.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, also, before we started, I was listening to past podcasts. If I say like as a filler word.
Are we going to make it a drinking game?
Oh, we don't have anything to drink.
Well, next
Good
time.
Lord in heaven. No, I want you to throw things at me, or
okay, but
you could give me the middle
here's
finger.
My thing,
What?
because I see on the TikTok how many times I go, blot my lips.
All right. So I'll be your accountability partner. Okay. And you be my accountability partner. I don't think I can do it because of all the Botox. So I won't ever do that.
I wet my lips or something.
I will go like this to you.
Okay.
I will give you not the middle finger, but the mom finger, because it's the Working Mommies podcast.
Yes.
So, and you can give me the mom finger when I say like.
Okay.
But it was awful. I say a lot.
No, I mean, that's how we speak. Honestly.
I think I get really excited, especially when we have a guest on who I am really excited to have on. I just fan out over people.
Yes.
I get really excited.
Well, but using the word like just is a more emphasis on what we're talking about.
It is, but it also reminds me of when I was 13 and the whole Valley Girl thing was in.
Yeah, it's true. I remember that too. Yes.
And I purposely used like a lot. And my father basically told me he was going to whoop my ass if I kept saying like all the time. I'm like, Dad, you just don't understand. Oh, see, I said it like, right? You need to give me the mom finger.
All right. I don't even hear it though. I don't hear when you say like, because I say it probably just
now I'm going to be watching your lips. All right. Let's have a staring contest. We will get this. Okay. So, started at year end. We had some natural turnover. So the woman who retired, she started with us in 2019. She said she would be there for a year to help us get the company set up.
Yes.
And it's 7 years later. She's now 70.
Right.
And the funny thing is, Perry kept saying, well, I mean, Karen's 65 and she probably wants to retire. I'm like, Perry, girlfriend's 70.
Yes.
She wanted to retire years ago.
Yes.
But the funny thing is, she retired. We kept her on as a 1099 for projects when they came up. And we already have her coming back into the office in like another couple of weeks.
Yeah. Actually, she'll be here next week.
She will.
Yes. She's coming in.
Oh, and
when,
Kristen will be here too.
Yes.
Oh.
We need to order lunch that day.
Okay. We will do that.
Yeah.
So very exciting. So, but I would say, yes. So it's been a slow build since end of the year with some turnover and new people coming in. But then it was 3 weeks ago. I was back east studying for another designation and I was in my happy place, just, locked down. I was studying. I was focused.
And until we start calling her.
Oh, no. I called you immediately after. Perry called me.
No, I know. And I was like, do I bother her with this? But I was like, call me when you can.
Oh, no. Perry Buckman called me and was the most angry I have ever heard him. And I've worked with Perry for 16 years, but I knew him probably 5 years before that.
Right.
So I've known the man over 20 years. I have never heard him this angry.
No.
And I think some of it too is when I'm in the office, we diffuse things for each other. When I get wrapped around the axle, he calms me down and vice versa.
Yep.
And
who calms me down?
Me?
Yes.
Which is so crazy because I feel like I'm the least calm person out there.
We're like the Tasmanian devils are like
Actually, the way I've been feeling the past couple of weeks is, you will get this. And if the 3 men who listen, this might be when you want to fast forward 30 seconds. But it reminds me of when I was giving birth to my second son and my ex-husband at the time but he was my husband at the time, was in the room, but had left to go get a sandwich. And my really good friend was there with me. And she looked at me. I just gotten the epidural. We knew it was going to be a while. And she looks at me and says, are you okay? And I said, no, I am not okay. I know I got the epidural and this is the second time I've done this deal.
Yeah.
And I am in excruciating pain.
Yes.
So she ran out and got the nurse and the nurse didn't believe her. And she bullied the nurse, which is great because she's actually a very sweet girl. Anyway, she bullies the nurse. The nurse comes in and is like, sorry, I almost said but the nurse says, oh, dear Lord, she's about to have the baby.
Right.
So I don't know what happened, but the epidural didn't work. They said it didn't keep up. I don't know what that even means to this day. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is, what I realized is I was in excruciating pain, but when I'm in excruciating pain, I am screaming in my own head, but I'm dead silent. So my friend just knew, she said, oh, this doesn't look right. Something looks weird with the she's not saying a word.
Oh.
And that's how I felt this last 3 weeks in work. I felt that I'm screaming in my head, but I'm just pushing through it.
Yeah, that's all you can do, honestly. It's like...
And now you men can come back. We are done with childbirth.
So, but that's what happens. It's like when it becomes so incredibly crazy, sometimes you just have to stop in the middle of everything and make a list of everything that you're working on. And you have to make sure that you're not missing anything, or there's emails or phone calls, or, we can't text in our industry, but there's other ways to text. It's, called hearsay. But anyway, so you have to catch up on those.
But you have to text through
an app that records.
Wah, wah.
Exactly. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure our compliance people understood that I wasn't texting.
For real.
There's the disclosure.
If I even put text
in an email.
Yes.
Dear
God in heaven.
No, it's called a hearsay. Anyway,
so annoying.
You're getting hearsay messages, you're getting emails, you're getting phone calls, you're getting people lined up
coming
at your door.
Office.
There's this crisis that someone's computer's not working today. Someone's working remotely and their computer's not working. You're just like, get in line, everybody. And this is when I stop in the morning.
You should have those little things at the supermarket.
Actually, Joshua has one of those.
He does?
Emily gave it to him. And I said, oh, I walked past it today. And they go, can I borrow Josh's number counter today? I need it for everybody. But you just have to, you find humor in what's happening.
Do you?
You have to,
Really?
right?
Are you finding humor
no,
in the last
not
3
really.
weeks?
But I'm trying.
Wait, maybe this is it.
Yes.
This is where we're finding humor?
This is.
Okay.
This is right.
Makes a good story.
Well, we get to
Hope you folks are laughing.
let it all out. We got in the car after just running crazy, and I'm like, see, now you're making me hear how many times I say
I'm going to start doing this now.
Okay. I went to Nicole's office and I said, listen, it is spring training. It's already we're going down to Old Town. And
it's St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. Like, we got to get a move
Irish
on it
Thanksgiving,
today.
as Kathleen has been referring to it all day.
You have to, we got to get on the road right at 1:30 because we can't mess around today.
And we got down here.
We did.
And we got a sweet spot.
We did.
Do you know why?
Because you were being patient.
No, because I'm never patient. It's because I have the best parking mojo ever.
She really does.
It's so strange.
If I drive by myself and I need her here, I have to drive around the complex like 5 times.
But you drive with me?
Yes.
Boom.
Right front.
It's the weirdest thing.
I love it. Dale calls it good, clean living.
It's good, clean living. You know who else has really good parking mojo?
Who?
My best friend from high school.
Oh.
And I saw her. I was at her house in Nantucket probably about 7 years ago. And she said, I have great parking mojo. I'm like, that's why we were probably friends. I have great parking mojo.
I love that. I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends. And I try to, this is my new thing on how to deal with, I guess, strategizing your stress, is I try to figure out ways to calm down my nervous system, because I've been learning that it's your nervous system that gets all spun up and out of control. And that's why you just can't unwind or whatnot.
That was on my list. I'm going to pull it up. And the reason that was on my list was I was at a conference at the beginning of the year and they brought in a woman who taught us techniques, and it's called, there's a name for it, but it's a tapping technique. And she showed us, I actually should have videotaped it because it was so good. And she was having drinks at the bar later that night, and I cornered her, of course. I'm like, oh, of course you want to talk to me, right?
Yeah.
So
everybody wants to talk to us.
Right? So I asked her, I said, I always do this thing when I get really upset and I feel like I'm going to cry, because I hate crying, that I instinctively tap right here. And she said, that's your heart chakra.
Oh.
And you're tapping on it, it starts regulating. So anyway, there is this whole, it is called, no. Okay, I'm going to find it. But it's there it is. Need my glasses. It's called FET. So, and it's actually EFT, emotional freedom technique, or tapping. So there are places on the body, this is research driven, that if you start to feel that you are spiraling and you're spinning, like we have the past few weeks, that there are places on your body that you can tap. And it actually does calm your nervous system. It really does calm your nervous system. So I would say look it up, because I always just did this instinctively. And this woman showed us all of these amazing techniques, which I completely forgot the minute I got on the flight to come back to Arizona.
Right.
But they were good, because she led us through a whole session. And we had to write down, like, I don't know, say 1 through 10, how stressed out we were feeling going in. And then afterwards, we wrote down another number for how stressed out.
Yes.
And everyone, including me, and you know me, if it was BS, I would say, this is BS. I cut my stress in half.
Right.
In that session with her.
Wow.
It was great. So I would say the tapping thing really does work.
Right.
So what about your list?
We need to have people in the office learn the tapping thing so that they tap before they come to us. I think that would help.
Oh, what about if we find something online and we print it out and frame it and hang it on our office doors?
Did you do these things
did you
first?
do this?
Did you tap?
Did you call the help desk? Did you do EFT?
Did you turn your computer off and turn it back on?
Did you try that? Because
Yes.
if you didn't, go back and do that.
Did you check to see if there's paper in the printer?
Did you call your mom before you called Kathleen and Nicole? Because I feel like that's where we end up a lot.
Yeah.
I actually like doing the nurturing stuff. Okay, so that was actually, that was another thing. So
Yeah.
the tapping thing,
Mm-hmm.
but also as a person who's running a company, and you might relate to this as a person managing the company. So everyone's heard about this. We did listening sessions at our company last year. And out of that, we implemented some changes in the company. And one of them is I'm meeting with everyone who I work with directly. I'm meeting with them once a month.
Right.
Just to see what's going on, talk to them about career path, challenges they're having, and it will turn to...
Can we make mine happy hour out of the office?
Okay, you and Erin don't get them.
What?
Because you and Erin, because we do ours, right? We do have happy hour.
Yes.
But yes, or we do podcasts.
Right.
So yes. Do you
That's
want
our
to
session.
do you want a half hour session with
No,
me?
we have plenty. We have too much to do. I'm good.
I was telling Erin about that today. I'm like, girl, you don't need one.
Yes.
We do it all the time anyway.
Yes.
So anyway, we now that I'm having these listening sessions, I realize that it's a way that I'm proactively heading off the drama and the crazy, and for staff. So
no, it helps. I think that if they feel that they have your ear and you give them a little more time, then I know we implemented office hours so individuals can come into your office, but now it's just about them, right? It's not about work. And so you're like, okay, how are you doing? It's a check-in, get all the feels out, and it works.
And I think that's helped in so many different ways, but this is all about the stress. And I feel like I am helping them to manage through their stress proactively instead of waiting until the dam bursts.
Right.
And that's a great strategy if you are a leader in your company or a manager, to try to have regular check-ins with your people.
Yes.
But if you have a manager, that's a great ask. Ask if you could have a once a month check-in or even once a quarter check-in. And then that way, I think what it helps the folks that are having them with me is that they know there's a regular time that they can come in and talk about it.
Yes.
So they might not have to stress so much about something in the moment because they think to themselves,
yes,
you know what, I'm just going to talk to Nicole about this when I see her next.
That's
right?
exactly it. Yes.
So part 2 for you, if you're a manager, you're in leadership, is when people tell you stuff, you then have to try to address it.
Yes.
Or tell them why you can't address it.
Right.
You can't just be, we had a manager once, I called him a cul-de-sac. You'd walk into his office and then you come right back out with the same problem. So that actually might have been Perry that I stole that for. So I will give, but that was the experience.
Oh.
So you do have to be able to.
Actionable.
And as a manager, you might be, or a leader, you might be thinking, I can't, I don't want to take any more time. I don't have.
Well, think about how many decisions are made a day. I mean, it's just decision exhaustion too. You go home, and then for a lot of people, I enjoy cooking. And so I plan everything on the weekend. There's another stress strategy.
We're not even drinking.
I know.
We are so cold sober. She didn't take a
Strategy.
gummy. She didn't
Stressor.
puff glue. There was
Strategy.
nothing that got done.
But what I do is I really try to plan everything for the week, right? So I try to do the meal plans for the week. I do grocery pickup. Sometimes I'll do delivery depending on how crazy the week was. I do not want to leave my house. But for the most part, it's all organized. So I come home, and even then, it's not always foolproof. Like yesterday, I had a grocery pickup, and I'm like, this is weird. I had a call that ran late, and then I'm like, I didn't receive a notification. So then I went.
Had you not pressed
I forgot to hit send.
I have done that before. I've done that before.
Yes.
It annoys me. And then I've actually done it where I've shown up at Safeway. And I think I call someone out. I demand to know where my groceries are.
I've actually,
and they say, "Ma'am,
you didn't."
Did you submit your order?
One person happened to me one time also, except I did the grocery order for the wrong store. And I don't even know why it got put onto a different store on the app.
Speaking of stress, try sharing a Safeway app with 2 children.
I know. I do save a grocery app with the kids as well.
And so Jack is down in Tempe, so I for sure have ordered in Tempe. But then I know to check. And so, and then I just made Jack pick it up and bring it to me.
That's what you do.
You can't do that when they're 2 hours away.
No.
So you can't do that.
But luckily, I do have to check. Amazon is our thing there.
So would you say, you mentioned lists and you mentioned prepping for the week. So would you say organization is a de-stressor for you?
Organization, home, and work make lists. Drop the mic. Good call, Nicole.
Okay, see?
Yep.
Sharing brains. That is what happening.
Yes.
So your lists.
Yes.
Do you make them every day?
No, not
I have
necessarily.
a system to my list.
I have to tell you about my yellow sticky list. I have a problem with yellow stickies.
I do too. Oh, I thought you were making fun of me.
No, well, this is my problem.
Okay.
So, because there's your list, there's your things to do, there's the phone calls that goes into my book. I date this book every single day. I keep everything that goes in there. I cross off for the most part everything that gets done. However, if it's super important, I have to write on a yellow sticky so it doesn't get put and I get distracted and I forget about what's written in the book. So the yellow sticky goes down. I start to create a yellow sticky list. Then I look through it and I'm like, okay, this is urgent. This can wait. And I'll add it to the calendar. So it's like how I manage it. But sometimes I pull out, I've got 20 yellow stickies. I'm like, okay, we need to stop.
That's a problem.
And manage our stickies. So then I go through and I figure out what we do. And that's how I found, I'm like, Kristen, can you email Nicole about this radio thing? Here's a lady's number and her name. Because I had stuck it on a sticky to remind myself that we need to revisit this.
I had forgotten it. Kristen said it to me. I said, am I on a radio show soon?
Yes.
She said, yes,
she was
ma'am.
Like, you can thank Kathleen. She found a sticky.
She found a sticky. Now you're going to be on a radio.
Yes.
So my process is I print out my calendar every day.
Mm-hmm.
I print out a paper calendar because I'm Gen X and everything's like, we just like paper.
We're old school.
We are old school. And then if I have something that comes up, I write it on the agenda. And then if I haven't finished it by the end of the day, I need to add it to my calendar either for the next day or whenever I can fit it in. So it's not a perfect system, but that is,
it works.
Because I still do have some stickies hanging out every here and there.
Yep.
But for the most part, I try to just keep it in that one. And I try to keep everything in one place.
Yes.
So everything in one place.
Yeah.
All my to-dos are on there. I can look in, I don't have to look 3 different places. It's all right there.
Right.
It's a brand new day every day.
Yes. No, it's perfect. And then whatever doesn't get done, that's where we add it to the calendar. And my favorite right now, my second favorite is spreadsheets because
Girl, I love me a good spreadsheet.
So like right now we're going through this whole session.
Is this why we're such good friends?
Because I think I'm the only one that knew, like nobody knows how to use it. The spreadsheet.
I just do it in Excel right before we left.
I know, but you know, it's so funny. I'm training one of our new people how to use Excel. And so I do the sum, I do the formulas, I'm adding things together. She's like, how did you learn all of this? I'm like, when I was a baby CA your age, this is how we did everything. I reconcile everything.
CA, client associate.
Yes, client associate. I reconcile everything off of Excel because it makes it simple. And so I showed her how to do it. And I said, when I was a baby CA, there was a financial advisor who was like, oh, do you know how to total that? Or do you know this shortcut? So he just started showing me everything. And ironically, he came into our office this week. And I'm like, remember I told you about that man who taught me how to like do these things in Excel?
Well,
he's an engineer.
He is.
This is him. So it was pretty funny.
Does he use a lot of Excel spreadsheets?
Yes, he was an engineer. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
It's all coming together.
Yes.
I remember the story now.
Yep.
So I use spreadsheets even in my personal life. So obviously tax time. So I just use it for tax time. But I also use it, I'm writing a book and I use it to track how much I'm writing. So I can keep track of word count and time spent. And now it's chapters also because sometimes I'll go back and like fix something in a chapter that needs to get fixed. So I need to recognize that I'm not moving myself forward in a linear way, that sometimes there's some back and forth anyway.
Right.
So I just love me an Excel spreadsheet.
It just helps. You know, and it would be interesting to hear what like, you know, the like Gen Alpha, I know they're still babies, but like Gen Z or what they use for organization. I'm sure there's an app for that, or I'm sure that there's something.
Everything's on their phone.
Yes.
Everything's on their phone.
Well, you know what? I will say I do use the Notes app. I use the Notes app
I'm
all
not
the time.
Great at it.
Oh,
but
Lord.
I woke up at 2 last night and
you
thought,
yes.
Well, I said, you know what? As long as I'm awake.
No, look at these notes. These are, I go back, and not only that.
How do you have it in that format?
I've been using them since 2016, these notes. And thank you, the Air Cloud. Is that a Gen X term? iCloud. It's called the iCloud. AirPods,
iPads, whatever.
We were in a team meeting and I was like, well, do you have any iPads or iPods? I call them iPads. He's like, you mean AirPods? I'm like, yes, those too.
Sir, that is what I meant.
But we have so many things. I think I even have topics about anyway. about the podcast, but there's everything in here. I'm like, listen, as a matter of fact, we went to NASCAR recently. My husband and I went, camping and stuff. It was so much fun.
We love our rednecks.
I know. You know what is so funny? It was just like, it's so funny that we're just, I don't know. It's just entertaining is all I have to say.
Well, you grew up with NASCAR.
Yes, I loved, racing, not necessarily NASCAR, but watching it and seeing it. And so I have a love for it. Anyway, when I was making my 2026 list, I typed notes and I put NASCAR and then brought up 2025. I'm like, what did I do last year? I was like, copy, paste. We're making this easy. Doing the same thing.
Are you talking about for goals list?
No, for I did a whole planning, food planning, what we packed, all of the stuff. I put all the notes together for all the stuff.
So then it's helpful to have it on your phone.
Yes.
Because it reminds you, in case you
there.
forget, lady, because you ain't 20 anymore.
No.
Guess what? You already got a list.
Exactly.
You already got a list.
Yeah.
Let's go back to working out.
Yes.
So I think working out, baseline, everyone gets that it makes you feel better to move your body. It helps with stress, endorphins get released. But I know this about myself, and I think it's true of you too, that when you schedule a workout class for the end of the day, it forces you to leave.
Yes. Yes.
Because the work is never done.
No. And you can find in, you'll be so proud actually, last Thursday, I have this class and I love this class. It's a hard class to get to because it's at 4:30. Now we get in early, we're in there, 7:30, depending on the day. And so I always tell the staff, I'm like, listen, I have to leave by 5:04. I've got to change. It takes 20 minutes to get there. It takes 5 minutes to set up. And then, that's what I need. And so, and then 20 till someone needed to have a meeting with me. So now it's 4:15. I should have been gone 15 minutes ago. I'm like, there's no way. I text my workout partner. I'm like, I'm going to miss it. I'm so sorry. And then I sat there and I'm like, you know what? I can be late. Will you set me up? I'm coming. And I got changed. I was 10 minutes late.
I'm so proud of you.
And I was 10 minutes late. I literally ran my butt to my spot and just started in with what they were doing. Yeah, it was great. I was so glad.
That's the other thing. If you don't execute working out perfectly, if you are late to a class, if you have a set schedule and you miss a day or you miss a week, forward progress is progress.
Yes.
So stop throwing yourself under the bus and, making it bigger than it is. Just get right back on.
Yes. That's
right?
Well, it always reminds me of the Noom app. We've had that period where you listen to Noom. Noom's like, you can have a cookie in the morning, just don't have a cookie in the afternoon and again in the evening. You don't, just
I'm
because
not supposed
you
to
had,
do that?
No. And just because you had a cookie in the morning doesn't mean you're off of the wagon. What do you want to say? I don't even know.
Off of the cookie wagon.
You're not off the cookie wagon. You can go the rest of the day without eating cookies. Just because you start doesn't mean you have to continue.
But don't you find that
You
once
can't
you
just eat
start
one.
eating, and once you start eating, you're like, damn, that was good.
Well, because you usually deprive yourself and then it's like binging a bunch of freaking cookies. Now you have to do extra burpees. That's what it is.
That's the law. That's the rule. Extra burpees.
Right.
I don't like burpees.
I know. Well, in my classes that I take, that during Halloween or something along the lines, they're like, "Do you know how many burpees you have to do to work off one of those tiny mini candy bars?" And they would tell us, I don't know what it was, but we're like, let's go.
And look, if it was more than half of one, it was too many.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Because I don't like burpees.
Well, and you're just like, I don't need it.
No.
I don't need it.
So, okay. So far, organization/list.
Yes.
For me, proactive communication, tapping, and you also, and then, so I would fold into the working out because it's that time. There's a timer, right?
Yes.
You have to leave to leave the office to go do the thing. So I would also say being militant about making sure that if you like to work late, that you do not work late every night. If you come in early, that you're not coming in early every morning. So there was someone I used to work with years and years and years ago, and he told his boss, I'm going to work really late on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I will be here until the work gets done.
Mhm.
I'm going to be here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Every other day, I'm leaving at 5.
Right.
And I think that's fair.
It is fair. That makes sense. And it also helps with your stress. I know it helps me with my stress. And usually what I used to do is I would wake up on Saturday morning after having a full crazy week and go straight to the office. I stopped doing that. And instead, either if I have time to go on a Saturday, I'll go on Saturday if I can't go on Sunday. There's one day that I can't go because we have families, we have things to do. But anyway, I will get up in the morning. I get my laundry going. I did like this Sunday, I did a bunch of food prep. I got everything I needed done. Then I went to the office and I was there from like 2 to 6. And I felt like I started my Monday already. And Monday walked in and I wasn't like, emails.
Well, that's true. So a lot of times Sunday afternoon, I try to get caught up on emails. That's so that I hit the ground and I'm not feeling overwhelmed Monday, because Monday's a shit show anyway, right? So, okay.
I have one more thing to go on here.
Okay.
My last thing I wrote is make time for yourself. And this is something that I'm terrible about.
Women are terrible about it.
Well, when, they say like making time to go to the gym, to me, sometimes that can feel like a chore because you're like, not only do I have to do ABC and have this rigid schedule and do all this stuff, now I've got to make sure I pack my bag and get to the gym and work out for an hour. And you always feel good when you do it. But making time for yourself, I mean, like every 2 weeks I go get a manicure, pedicure. And that can feel like a chore as well because you're like, no, it's not a chore. This is you time. So I go, I put my little feet in the water and I'm like, I really wish I could nap.
It's not being selfish. I hear people, I've said it before, I'm going to be selfish and have more me time, but it's not selfish. I will also say, I learned the hard way this weekend how important me time is.
Why?
Because you know me, I'm always going.
Yeah.
So even on the weekends, I've packed schedule. There's a million things to do. I'm working.
Oh, yes. I know what you're going to say.
Okay. So Saturday night, I went out to dinner with friends and it became clear why we went to this one place, because clearly one of our friends was there because he had a crush on the waiter, who is adorable. And he was a fabulous waiter. And by the end of the night, I'd had 2 Cosmos. Now, if I have 2 martinis, that is a good night. I was not driving, but I am 51 years old. Like 2 martinis, I'm done. Well, this adorable waiter was like, nope, you cannot leave. You're having an espresso martini. So
he was 21 and a pusher.
Oh, man. But he was adorable. And I was kind of trying to be good wing woman for my friend. So I thought, okay, let's just do this. So I have one more. So now I'm wired on espresso and definitely overserved.
You're like, I am not going home now.
So no, guess what? I did go home and then I made real bad decisions at home. So I went home.
I think it's timely I sent you that meme over the weekend.
Oh, girl. Did I not tell you the story yet? What happened?
Yes. Go ahead. Tell.
Okay. So I had 2 other of the girls that I'm friends with that went out to dinner with us. They were going to stay overnight. Well, we walk into the house and my son, who was home for spring break, my college-age son, decided to have a bunch of his friends over. Now, I've known these kids for a million years.
Yes.
And one of the girls knows him. One of my girlfriends knows him because we were all down in Mexico for spring break together. So one of the friends goes up and passes out. She has had 3 martinis. She is done. I should have also made the same decision. I did not. I sat there and chatted with the kids. Then I don't know what happened to my decision making, but I'm going to blame that 3rd martini.
It was the espresso. You were not ready to go to bed.
I was not ready to go to bed, but I've always been one of those people who's I don't want to drink with my kids. I don't want to do shots with my kids.
No,
I don't want to. Okay, well, that all went to hell on Saturday.
I think that it's practice because both of our children are turning 21 in just a few months.
Oh, God.
So we are going to be doing shots with them.
Right. And we're vacationing
I'm not
this summer
driving.
in San Diego.
Yes.
And we are going to have that. So my son talks me into, and then also if your college age child wants to do anything with you, they could ask you to shoot heroin. You'd be like, probably I will. I probably will. It sounds great.
Did you use alcohol? Did you clean that? Is that a clean needle?
Oh my God.
We're just kidding. We are just kidding.
No, I couldn't do it. But I basically did the equivalent for me at 51, which is we played 2 rounds. I couldn't just be done with one. And I was lousy. I am out of practice. I am not good. I kept blaming it on the table. I'm like, there's a divot or something. No, I'm just terrible.
And you're playing beer pong?
It was like
or shot pong?
It was like it was like speed shot pong. I don't know what it's called.
Right.
There was a gross little like ping pong ball,
Uh-huh.
but everyone's hands are on it. It's
Oh,
dropping on the
ew.
floor. It's
Oh,
going in the thing that I'm then drinking.
Ew.
I'm definitely going to come down with something.
That is hilarious.
Anyway, by the second round, I said, Sam, I can't do this anymore. He said, I'll do the shots for you. Then he was doing so many shots. His friend was like, I'm going to do shots for her instead. So he ends up passed out upstairs.
Uh-huh.
And I end up on the bathroom floor he brought a trash bag with him. And then I thought I killed him. So I was laying down next to him with my hand on his back. Like, remember when they were babies and you thought they were going to.
Yeah. You're like, are you still breathing?
So, but note to self.
Right.
That's actually not fun.
Okay, but remember our old mom hack from like forever ago? You're supposed to fill the shot glasses with water.
Okay. But you can't do that in beer or shot pong, whatever the heck I was saying. I did not have control over anything that was going on, except I just should have said no from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very long way of saying I was more hungover on Sunday than I have been in my entire adult life. I definitely have not been that hungover since Sunday. I had to cancel out on a dear friend's event, which I still have huge shame and guilt about. I said, if I get upright, I'm going to vomit. So I went over to our friend Tiana's house, who's also been on the podcast.
Yes.
Because I had told her I would bring coffee to her. And I said, I can at least bring coffee. So I went over in my full pajamas and slippers, brought Starbucks, spent from 9 until 3 on her couch. And I will tell you, if y'all are doing that, that is some good you time. That is good to do every once in a while.
We're just going to watch movies and recover.
Maybe once a quarter. I can skip the drinking part and just lie on the couch.
Right.
Which, by the way, that's what college kids do all the time.
It's true.
So anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So you time, organization, we get the tapping thing. I will also say I'm not a big meditator. I always say relaxing makes me too uptight. So the meditation thing doesn't work for me. But I will say when I was going through my divorce and it was the worst time of my life and I thought my whole life was falling apart.
Right.
I actually brought in a yoga mat. Because remember we were in this weird
temporary suite.
We were in a temporary suite while they were building out our suite downstairs.
Yes.
And so I was all the way on the end and no one ever walked past my office. So I brought a yoga mat in. And I would shut my door once a day, and I would lie down on my mat, and I would do a 5 to 15 minute meditation, and it was everything.
Right.
So I think when things are really totally falling apart in your life, meditation might be an option.
Well, I think that's important. I went to a work conference many, many, many years ago, and they had us in this big conference room. It was like a ballroom, and they had this gentleman who wrote a book about meditating at work, and that you really need to be able to, help yourself with fight, flight, or
say it 3 times fast. Say it. You're not drunk.
Fight.
What is going on with you?
Flight and freeze.
You know what? You need to do a whole Saturday on the couch. Can you do a whole Saturday on the couch?
Okay, by the way, can I just tell a segue back to the story what happened this last week?
Yeah.
So I took Thursday, Friday, Monday off. I haven't been out of the office since last November. And so I took some personal time and then I came back on Tuesday, food prepped and all. My boiled eggs are in my bag. The next day, I'm digging in my bag. I'm in the office and Nicole's calling me and I'm like, oh, I'm here. I'm just getting stuff out of my bag. I found the eggs. They were in my bag. I left them out. I was like, dang it. So I threw them out. The next day is Thursday and I'm sitting there and we're going 1,000 miles an hour. And I'm not joking when I say that. And I go to the refrigerator and I'm looking for my freaking eggs.
Oh.
I'm like, what is wrong with my brain? I don't do that.
You know what? That was the egg's fault. That was the damn egg's fault. That was not your fault.
They burrowed in my purse.
Okay, the last and best hack for coping with stress is having good girlfriends.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we would have gone fucking bananas a long time ago if we didn't have each other.
100%.
Right? And that's why we started the podcast.
That is exactly why.
Because we don't have time to talk at work.
We do not.
But we have time to talk here.
We do.
We are playing hooky.
And it's fight, flight, and freeze. That's what I'm trying to say. The 3 Fs.
Okay. Girlfriend got it. Okay.
Oh, by the way, remember I told you about that crazy dream I had of us being in the plane that got stuck on the building?
You had 2 bad plane dreams about us, which I don't appreciate because I fly all the time.
I asked ChatGPT
what
about it.
What does it mean?
They said that
I'm going to die?
Nope. It said that your brain must be feeling all the chaos that's going on right now, but your brain also notices that you can control it and there is a way to get through it. And that's why the plane was fixed and we took off. It's just temporary. So
and is it good that I was there with you?
Yes.
Well, was it good or bad? Am I the source of chaos or I'm your partner and trying to mitigate it?
I think that I think it's a partner mitigating. I don't think you're a cause of it by any means. No.
I mean, that's my preference. Like, that's how I want to interpret that dream.
Right. Oh my God, in real life, that would be screaming bloody murder, just so y'all know.
Oh, yeah. No, I would be screaming silently in my head. It's the weirdest thing. So if I'm ever really quiet, that means I am silently screaming in my head. It's a scene out of a scary movie.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
This is a sigh of like us time right now.
Just a sigh. I do that too. I do the... Okay.
A lot. Well, I say okay all the time too. And usually it's because, okay, we're on the next thing. Okay, we're on the next thing.
I just tell myself okay sometimes. I said it I was walking out of the bathroom, going back to the office. I'm like, okay.
You can do it.
Okay.
There will be calm one day, right?
Will there? Will there?
One day.
Someday?
One day you and I are going to be like Karen, who just comes in 2 days a week and to do our stuff. And then we're like, bye.
I love that. Actually, you know what? So I went to another conference last year and they had a gentleman speak about using the phrase, what if? So when you're feeling trapped, you can't get out of something, you think, what if? So I would like to apply the what, and that I have that on a sticky note on my computer. If you've ever seen that, next to a sticky that my dad and my
I have to see the one I have to see that one. I haven't seen it.
Girl, I brought it around the office because I have the worst handwriting and everyone makes fun of my handwriting. Yes. And I walked around with a note. I said, y'all, I come by it naturally. Check out this sticky. Check it out. My dad's handwriting is awful. I didn't even know. It said, love dad. It looked like look dead. Like it did not look like, anyway. So, but the what if? So I would like to challenge us as we are manifesting 2026 and we are moving forward and we are hiring new people and we are reconfiguring and we are growing. What if we ran a company where we could have some downtime? How would we make that happen? So we're not going to answer that right now. Nope. But let's put a pin in it.
Yes.
And we'll discuss that in our next one-on-one with me.
That's on my next vision board.
One-on-one. So it's me, you, and Perry. We meet every week. Let's talk about what if. Let's put it in our vision boards.
All right. I'm going to put it in my notes and send it to myself.
Please, and send it to me too. Okay. Because if you don't write it down,
it's not going to happen.
We are not going to remember. Anyway.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I love you for doing this with me.
I love you too. This is fun. It's our decompression time.
Did we have the same one good thing that happened this week?
Because I just story what just showed up right now because that's how we feel. I don't even know if see. Oh my God, it's the crazy Barbie.
Where did she even pop up from?
I don't even know.
Was it the Russian bots?
No, I went
they're
to go
listening.
Text at the instead. Who knows what I was doing this day? I was trying to email myself, but I was sending myself a text message to my email.
Were you sending yourself funny memes?
Oh, Lord.
Is that how you decompress?
No, I was trying to send it because this was the day I was having, and then I was trying to send it out to everybody.
That's how it looked on Sunday.
Anyway.
After major drinking.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so my one good thing was my son was home. Not that we got wasted together, but my son was home for spring break. And that was that your son was home, that your daughter was home.
My daughter was home. She came home for a week, and all of her friends are turning 21, so she came home for one of the friends' 21 run. And then she, I get to see, we did brunch and dinner and hung out, and I did some food prep for her too before she headed back to school. So that was really nice. I love doing it. It's my love language, actually. I feel like all I do is work, and I cook for them so that they don't feel neglected.
I cooked once last year for Jonathan. I made a chicken pot pie from scratch.
I know. I want that recipe.
It was a good recipe. It was the only thing I cooked. Yeah. Everything else has been takeout.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy takeout as well.
Well, anyway. All right. I love you. I hope this helped people.
Cheers.
Cheers. And press and hold.
Press and hold.
Goodbye, everybody.
Have a great week.
Have a great week.
De-stress.